What's going on, guys? My name is Justin Fernillo from Push and Profit. Hope everyone is having a beautiful day today. Now, the topic I want to talk about in this video is introducing the conversation of money into your relationships. For a lot of people, talking about money in their relationships is off limit. And honestly, I don't know why that is. I think not talking about money is actually bad if you want to see longevity into a relationship. I mean, if we take a look at the divorce rates in the recent years, or actually even in the last decade, surprisingly they're pretty high. People don't stay together for a while, which is kind of sad. It's heartbreaking, right? But one of the number one causes for people getting divorces or splitting up, believe it or not, right, is money. To talk about money, there's a lot of financial indifferences that people end up having along the road, and I believe that you could save yourself the time, the heartbreak, and all the effort if you guys just introduce these conversations early on into your relationship. Now, me personally, I'm one of those people where on the first date, I kind of want to talk about these things, but that's just me personally. I know a lot of people, they kind of have their borders, their barriers, right? And that's okay, but I do believe that at a certain point in the relationship, these are things that you're gonna have to bring up, right? Now, the first conversation that you should really be talking about once you start kind of dating someone. Now, it doesn't have to be on the first date. It could just be like once you guys are already seeing each other for a while, right? And that question is, how are your finances looking like, right? Now, I don't think this is such a personal question to ask, especially if you're seeing someone. If you really see a future and value in this other person, then I believe this is a safe question to ask. And that's because you can't really plan a future with another individual unless you know what's going on. Now, that doesn't mean you have to necessarily swap PIN cards for your credit cards or your ATM cards, or even open up joint bank accounts. Of course not. This is just a question. How are things are looking, and this question is really just going over the basics, like what's your net income, right? Do you have credit card debt? Is there student loan debt? How are you budgeting, right? Now, I know, again, for a lot of people this could be going too deep, but honestly, there's just some things that you should ask. Me personally, I see it as a red flag if I'm gonna date someone and they just have a tremendous amount of credit card debt. Now, am I saying that immediately break up with someone just because they have a tremendous amount of debt? Absolutely not. But just so you get a general understanding of what's going on, you don't want to just kind of jump into this puddle or this pool of debt without knowing how deep it actually goes, right? And I just think it's a good thing to have. Now, the next conversation that I believe two people should have is really what are your goals looking like? What type of lifestyle do you guys see each other having? And this could include, where do you want to live at? Where are you going to be? Are you going to be traveling a lot? And then further down the road, you could even have the introduce the question about a wedding. Are you guys even going to have a wedding? Is it going to be a large wedding? Is it going to be a small exclusive wedding? And of course, there's going to be a lot of compromises that you're going to have to make, but at the end of the day, that's pretty much how relationships work. I'm not an expert. I'm not a dating guru or anything like that. But being an individual who's been in quite a few relationships, right? I just know that obviously compromises are bound to come. Now, one of the last questions that I believe you should have when you're dating someone is a question of whether or not you guys are going to open joint accounts. Now, me personally, again, and you guys don't have to agree with me on this one, I don't think I'm ever going to open a joint account with anyone ever in my life. And that's just, I have experience working at a bank, and I've seen how things could kind of get ugly when you do open up joint accounts with another individual. Again, I'm not, saying that just because I don't agree with it, you guys have to, be on my side. Everyone, has their opinion on things. Some people might find it easier to do their expenses. For me personally, I don't ever see myself doing that. But again, this is a conversation you could have with your significant other. Again, even if you do have separate accounts, you guys gotta, come up with budgets together and things of that nature. Just because I choose to have separate accounts doesn't mean we can't like split things and kind of correlate formula of how we're going to be budgeting and doing our finances, right? Now, that's pretty much it. Again, you guys don't have to 100% agree with me. Again, this is YouTube. This is, online. I'm just another guy online. But these are things that I believe are really vital to a relationship. It's just important to mention these things if you do see value and longevity in a relationship. Hopefully, this helped you guys a little bit. Consider hitting that like button. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, I do have a link in the description below for the Push and Profit Facebook group. It's a free group that I'm building with a lot of individuals. It's really just individuals who are interested in personal finance, the stock market. I talk a lot about the stock market on this channel. I'm a day trader, for example, and also just people who are into entrepreneurship and opening up businesses. So if that's something that you're interested in, then definitely consider hitting that link in the description below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, my name is Justin Fernio from Push and Profit, and I'm out. Peace.
Cooking on the trail.